Welcome to the fifth series of oncology for non-oncologists. This topic will be it's a very short topic, but it needs to be delineated in a very specific way because the entire oncology is basically dependent upon this small topic. The entire oncogenetics, oncoformatics is actually dependent on cellular and molecular hallmarks of the cancer. I have described many times previously that non-lethal genetic damages do cause cancer, but these non-lethal genetic damages cause cancer only when they hit driver mutations. So the difference between driver mutations and passenger mutation is the whether the driver mutations are capable of giving molecular or cellular hallmarks of cancer or not. What are these hallmarks and how they function are discussed in the next slides. So hallmarks cancers are the biological capabilities acquired during multi-step development of human tumors. These hallmarks constitute an organizing principle for rationalizing complexities of neoplastic disease. The reason why we design something called hallmarks of cancer is we get a lot of information from tumor genomes. With huge amount of information that we get from tumor genomes, it is very difficult for us to classify them in a proper way. So by classification of the genes into different kind of classes of different gene classes, we can identify or develop gene therapeutics which will be advantageous for the cancer patient. And it is we need to say that once we assign a gene to one class, it doesn't mean that it acts in a different class. Each gene can have functions contribute to different group of different hallmarks, but the majority of the function, based upon the majority of the function, it is assigned to one hallmark of cancer. So what is the first hallmark? It is self-sufficiency in growth signals. As discussed earlier, the proto-oncogenes. Tumors have the capacity to proliferate without external stimuli. Oncogenes are the mutated versions of normal genes, which are called proto-oncogenes. They drive the oncoproteins. What do oncogenes produce? Oncogenes produce oncoproteins. Oncoproteins will lead to the cell growth. Most of the times, the oncoproteins and oncogenes are used simultaneously, but we need to remember oncogenes don't do anything. Oncogenes produce the oncoproteins, which drive the proliferation of the cell. Then we have tumor inhibitory growth signals, which are produced by tumor suppressor genes. So tumor suppressor genes produce tumor suppressor proteins. These tumor suppressor proteins act as growth inhibitory signals. What's the importance is this? Usually tumor suppressor genes produce tumor suppressor proteins. In cancer, what happens? Tumor suppressor genes are stopped. By stopping of tumor suppressor genes, tumor suppressor proteins are also stopped. Because tumor suppressor proteins are not there, tumors may not respond to the molecules that inhibit the proliferation of normal cells because of the inactivation of the tumor suppressor gene. This further leads to cellular proliferation, leading to carcinogenesis. The third part is altered cellular metabolism. If we observe very carefully, cancer cells have a constraint of nutrition. In our body, every tissue has a supply of what it is needed, of how much it is needed, but not like human. We can have everything that we need, but we can't have everything that we greed. These cancer cells have a lot of greed. They need more amount of energy for their cellular metabolism. So cancer cells alter their cellular metabolism suitable for based upon the nutrients that they get. Then evasion of apoptosis. Tumor cells, normal cells undergo apoptosis at a certain point of time. The tumor cells are resistant to this apoptosis, and this also leads to increase in the size of the cells and also increase in the number of the cells. Another most important is limitless replicative procedure. Usually, limitless replicative procedure is formed by telomeres. Tumors have limited replicative procedure due to presence of telomeres. But once tumors somehow develop a mechanism where they where they are capable of generating the telomeres, and then get this possibility of limitless reproductive potential. Second thing is, any tumor cannot grow beyond the size of the diffusion capacity of oxygen. Once the tumor goes beyond the size, usually 0.5 centimeters, tumors also need supply of nutrients, supply of nutrients and oxygen. For this reason, they have to have mechanisms wherein they drive the formation of new angiogenesis. So the genes which drive angiogenesis also contribute to is also a hallmark of cancer. Other parties' ability to invade and metastasis. The tumor needs to invade an external environment which acts as a strong anatomical barrier. So it needs to produce certain enzymes which can digest the normal epithelium, go into the bloodstream, and also colonize the some other organ which is present at a distant site. The genes which give the uh, capability to invade and metastasis are also grouped as one of the hallmark of the cancer. The last part is evasion of the host response. Tumor cells will be recognized, will be usually any aberrance in the normal cell will be recognized by immune system of the body as a foreign substance. Cancer cells are thus an aberration of the normal cells. They will be recognized by normal immune system. But these cancer cells do have certain genes which can alter the immune response to these cells and thus escape the immune system activation and immune mediated cell kill. This also is one of the important hallmarks of the cancer. And along with the hallmarks, we also can see certain thing called tumor enablers. Tumor enablers are the things which facilitate. These are not as such hallmarks, but they able or facilitate the cancer cells to grow beyond and progress. So the most important tumor enablers are genomic instability, as discussed earlier. Genomic instability will give that fluidity to the cancer genome so that it can modify its modify its genetic programming, so which is suitable to the environment that is thing. Another tumor enabler is inflammation. Thank you. It's a wonderful quotation. Success or failure is not final or fatal. So we have to continue, especially for cancer patients. We hope that this gives you much needed boost for the success in your life. Thank you very much.